could you ever have imagined that it would resonate to the extent that we would be sitting here 37 years later talking about it? And also, why has it? What is it about this Max character that clicks with people all around the world?
I wasn't aware of it at the time, but somehow we tapped into a pretty classic archetype. And that sort of began the journey of really trying to understand what storytelling is, what function it has in us as human beings. We are hardwired for story, and that, I guess, has been pretty much the inquiry that's been going on in my life for such a long time. And, you know, you get the answers in guys like Joseph Campbell, not just the hero myth, but actually, you know, a massive bit of scholarship that he undertook as to religious stories and all kind of mythologies all the way back. And what's really interesting to me is that we can't exist without stories. It's the way we make the world coherent. Because so what it is, I think, with these worlds of Mad Max, and what's so seductive about them is that they are allegorical, at least, and so you can load a lot of stuff into these, just as the American Western was allegorical. So that's the fun of it for me. That you can get so much of all the things that you see in the world, the repetitions that we have in history about, I don't know, patriarchies, gender politics, the way we, you know, all the things that hopefully people see up on the screen.
Well, that anticipates the next question, which is that people love all of the Mad Max films, but I don't think any of them got the sort of reviews or reception that this one did. It premiered at Cannes last May. Here we are, months and months later, talking about it as a 10-time Oscar-nominated film. Part of that, I think, and I would love to get your take on this, is because people are really responding and have responded to the subtextual stuff that you deal with in this movie. There are things that deal with feminism and with water scarcity and with terrorism, and it's not just what you see on the surface. So how deliberate was it to make some of these points in this film?
Well, it was deliberate. That was what I didn't know, or what I was always afraid of, is until all the pieces of the mosaic are together, that you're never sure whether that's going to be apprehended by the audience. So, and I'm very grateful that it has, by what people say about the movie, by what they've written about the movie, and just in the way that they've responded. I mean, always I've come to realize that stories should have a warning sign that says hazardous material, because there is a kind of, like it or not, there is a kind of responsibility in telling your stories. And a couple of days ago, a woman came up to me and said, "I've just had a baby girl, and I've called her Furiosa." And I thought, holy cow, I thought, boy, I better be really, it's quite a humbling thing, but also I think, God, I hope the movie, lasts somehow in people's consciousness. And to the extent that it has up to this point, I'm really happy.